Hey guys, Canadian Zangief back again, and this time I got a little bit of a review. I've always had kind of a love-hate relationship with the N64. It's has a lot of great games, and I'll never dissuade its value as a retro system. But the controller's always been subject to a painful experience for me. I don't know, it just always really bothered my hands. I don't know if I just could never get used to it, or I was just too stubborn to really enjoy it. But when the N64 came out when I was younger, I kind of just gravitated toward the PlayStation side of things anyways, so I found that a much more comfortable controller for me anyways. So over the years of collecting again, here and there I've picked up N64 small collections here and there, and then eventually I always got rid of it again because the controller just made it so it wasn't fun for me to play. Now I'm a little bit short, or not short, late to the game, I guess would be the best word, and there has been a Kickstarter that came out last year and I ended up backing it, and they released like a modern controller for the N64. It's the N64 Brawler, and it's fantastic. I actually have two of them. I'm going to unbox this one on camera and give you my thoughts on it, and it's a great time to love the N64. Okay, so N64 Brawler. It's a pretty nice, decent looking box. Oh, and I guess it's made by Retro Fighters. They also did like a modern Nintendo controller as well. I didn't feel like I needed to pick that up because I like the Nintendo controller. It's pretty simple packaging, basic foam printout here. Don't need that. A manual for some reason. You don't need a manual. Controller goes in here. Alright. So, first off, the controller is a lot lighter than it seems to be. I would like to have seen it be a little bit heavier, but it's still great. It has room for jumper packs and everything, just like a regular N64 controller. On the back, the triggers are Z buttons for left-handed and right-handed play. Normally be, sticking right out here on a standard N64 controller. Got the analog that would normally be here, a lot more comfortable here. I was actually playing Turok with this, and it was not too bad. It took a bit to get used to the sensitivity of, an old FPS game. I had to really crank it down, and then it was pretty sweet being able to move here and aim here and shoot here. It was very, very modern game feeling to it, for a game that was made about 20 years ago, right? So I was having a great time playing all these old games with it. The build quality and the button feel of it are actually fairly high, despite the weight of it. It's deceptive, like it's a decent feeling plastic. It doesn't feel like it's gonna break. The D-pad feels good. The buttons have a nice bounce to them. It's got a turbo setting on it too, and you can program different buttons to be turbo. And everything's generally pretty nice. There is a known production problem with it, and if you press up on the analog, you can feel a little bit of the analog touching the L and left Z button. See, I don't know if you can see it, but you can see it ever so slightly moving. Yeah, there, now you can see it as I'm doing it. It doesn't actually trip the button when you do that. So if you're holding it down, it's held down. This isn't going to stop it from being held down. Neither will this activate it or anyway. It's a feeling thing more than anything. But they've addressed it, and they say that it's going to be fixed in future renditions of it. They actually have another Kickstarter going right now, or just finished, I'm not too sure, or maybe it's coming out soon, with the fantastic colors for them. Like, I like the gray. That's what I wanted. I wanted the base model, because I didn't really care for the fantastic ones. I like the, you know, the more stock standard N64 colors. But great controller, and the price is phenomenal. I got this on Kickstarter for 20 bucks, so I got 2 of them, and I think you can get them for like 30 bucks now, which is pretty much almost the same price as third-party standard N64 controllers, and they're pretty shitty, to be honest. So if you're an N64 fan and you have a little bit of problem with the controller itself, or think that you know, a modern feel on it would be even better than, you know, your standard thing. And you know, you got to remember too, the analogs too, they wore out. You know, usually the retro game stores, they sell replacement, you know, analogs for the standard N64s, because they get really gummed up and everything. But this one, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's cheap. It feels really good. I don't know if how it's going to be a few years from now if I really play heavy on it, but I'm probably not going to play heavy on the N64. I've got so many games and stuff to cycle through that I don't play much of anything heavily, because everything deserves a turn, right? But yeah, what do you think of the Retro Fighters N64 controller? I'm in love with this thing, and it's sparked me onto getting into the system again and starting to collect for it again. If only someone would release an HDMI N64 system like a Retron or something, and then I'd be set. That would be just absolutely beautiful, being able to stream and watch an upscaled graphics, having smoothing effects and everything like the Retron 5. But who knows? It might be wishful thinking. Maybe something's in the works. We'll see. Alrighty, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.